Right. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to ADC631. Okay, so this is our first lesson, first meeting. Welcome, everyone. Yeah, I can see that there are a total of 31 of you at this point of time, right? Okay. Yeah, just to check again. Yeah, am I audible? Should be, right? All right, thank you. Thank you for all the responses. Okay, so please make sure that you are in the right class because basically these sessions are for those in your first semesters of 631, right? So for those who already passed their proposal defense, considered as senior, who is in their second semesters of 631s are not required to join, right? I think, yeah, I think Shirley, right? Shirley, I think you are in your second part of your 631. So that is not, I mean, the sessions are not mandatory, not compulsory. So it is totally up to you. Yeah, feel free, right? So guys, I'm Umi, yeah, your facilitator for this ADC 631, right? So I believe there is no need to further introduce myself, right? As we should have already met in 608, right? Yeah, by the way, to our Muslim friends, I apologize for not having planned to break today, yeah. Saya minta maaf ya, especially to our Muslim friends. Right, I think I see Amil here, I see Hafiz here because we have quite a lot to cover today, and the session basically is being recorded, right? So you may listen to the playback, you may listen to the recording later, yeah, right? So later, guys, if you need to, go for, buka puasa, just go ahead, yeah, right? Saya minta maaf dulu, right? Thank you. Okay. So as you can see the slides, right? And by the way, I already uploaded all the slides, right? You can download from eLearn, right? So as you can see from this cover slide, a person cycling, right? So cycling symbolize, your journey, yeah? In this 631 because uh, it represent, on one hand, right? It is an, I would say, interesting and energizing activity, right? Exercise. But on the other hand, it involves a lot of challenges that you may face. And of course, yeah, it will take you 2 semesters to complete for this 631, right? So if you discuss, if you talk to your seniors, basically you will see that, to complete this 631, it involves a lot of hard work, effort, commitment, right? And of course, a lot of determination, right? Okay. So by the way, before we discuss further about 631, just wondering, does any one of you have the experience in conducting research? Just wondering, just wondering. Yeah, I don't expect any response, right? Yeah, you can, you know yourself best, right? Okay, let me continue, yeah. And guys, you all can stop me anytime you need. If you have any doubt or if you need any clarification, right? Okay, let me share with you some wise quote. Yeah, don't, as you can read from the slide, right? Don't fake it till you make it. Yeah, uh, this is not really a very good advice. In this 631, right? Because I would strongly suggest us, including I myself, it is also, an advice as a reminder for myself, keep going. Keep going is very important, and don't be afraid of failing, right? Especially, doing research because it is basically like a part of, or maybe like an experience, right? For us to get better, right? So what matters most, for us to complete a research is basically keep learning, keep improving, day by day, right? And the most important advice that I would like to share with everyone is basically don't give up, right? Because you have 2 semesters, right? So if you really finding a very hard time in your first semester, don't worry, you can talk to me, right? And let's see how to solve the issues that you may face, right? The most important thing is don't give up, right? Okay. Then never underestimate the importance of small steps. Yeah. This is a very important slide that I would like to share with everyone in our first meeting today because this slide, right, as you can see, yeah, this slide implies the importance of small steps, right? Because we understand that our research journey basically, I mean, uh, having 2 semesters, right? Yeah. Uh, but the thing is, don't wait until the very last minute. It is best that we do bit by bit each day. Then I believe every one of us will be there. Yeah, especially when you come to your second semester, when you go through your proposal defense in your at the end of your first semester. Actually, not a proposal defense, but it's just for you to submit your proposal right up and for the examiners to examine, yeah, and then give you some comments, right? So if you have yet to start your 631 journey, let's do it, yeah, today, yeah, this evening, okay? All right, guys, I hope you can see my slides. Okay, as you understand, there are 2 facilitators, yeah, for this 631. Dr. Rosalie and I share this 631, and we promise to share with you some useful tips, especially tips in relates to research methods, right? And also some materials that are already uploaded on eLearn. Those are the extra reading materials that maybe is good, yeah? From my perspective, it is good for you to do extra reading so that you can equip yourself better in order for you to complete this 631, right? So we only have 7 meetings. Huh? We only have 7 meetings for this first semester. Okay. Shortly, I shall let you know further details, right? It relates to these 7 meetings. Okay. So basically, what I would like to let you all know is that this 7 meeting is for us to, Dr. Rosalie and I will share with you some basic information in order for you to write your proposal, as in chapter 1, chapter 2, and chapter 3, right? And most importantly is for you to have some basic understanding. I use the word basic, yeah, because you need to do a lot of your own reading, right? So that you can conduct and complete this research together with your supervisor, right? So I have to make it clear on this first meeting, that Dr. Rosalie and I are basically the FASI, yeah? You need to get your own supervisor, right? So that's why you can see that I shared the Google form link, right? In our WhatsApp group, and also I paste it just now, right, in the chat box, because it is for you to, fill up the information so that we understand that there is someone, right, who is willing to guide you for your 631, right? So hopefully by this time you already approach and have someone to supervise you, right? So can I assume that you have your supervisor ready? Is there anyone who doesn't? Huh?
Me, not yet.
Not yet, huh?
Yeah, I got rejected a few times.
All right, guys. For those who have difficulties in getting your supervisor, right? Maybe after today, right? After today's sessions, you can send me a message. I will try my best to link you to someone, right? Hopefully, yeah. Okay. Right.
Thank you.
Right, guys. Thank you. Yeah. Jim, I think I remember you. Many semesters ago, right? For your 608.
Yes, yes. Hopefully you remember me for the right reason. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, of course, yeah. Right, and okay, I think maybe let me just share screen, or maybe you all can, I'm not sure whether is this too small, right? But I believe you can enlarge the slides. And by the way, all the slides already uploaded on eLearn. You can download, yeah? Okay, so let me just use color pencil, right? Yeah. So this is the ADK02 form, right? I already uploaded the PDF version, right, on your eLearn, right? I hope you can download that ADK02 form, right? So this ADK02 form is very important for this semester, yeah? By week 4, you have to fill up this form to let your supervisor, to sign here. Your supervisor's signature is very important, yeah? You need to submit together with a brief proposal, yeah? Brief proposal to the GSB office. And normally you email to Puan Safarina, right? When it comes closer to the date, right, the specific date in week 4, I will send more reminders in the WhatsApp group. So send and also submit this ADK02 form together with your brief proposal. Yeah, how to prepare your brief proposal? You can refer to this component, right? So this is just a very brief guide in order for you to prepare and write your brief proposal. From the information here is just 3 to 4 pages, yeah. But don't worry if you can only come up with 1 or 2, that is totally fine. Yeah? The most important task, yeah, is for you to let your supervisor, agree and sign, saying that he or she agreed to supervise you, right? And for this, a brief proposal is for the school to understand that, what is your research direction, right? Okay. So clear, yeah, guys? You can refer to this component, yeah, to write your brief proposal, 3 to 4 pages, yeah. And then on the other hand, right, on your right, this is the ADK03 form, right? So this is considered as a logbook, research log, yeah. It is for you to submit in your second semester together with your final article, right? So when you have meetings with your supervisor, yeah, please remember to let your supervisor sign, acknowledge. Yeah. So this is your ADK03 form, or you can treat it as a research log. Okay. Any question, guys? Okay, let me just.
Sorry, Dr. Wei. The in terms of the topic, when before we fill in this form, we need to agree first the topic with the supervisor, or do we?
You can change. You can change later. You can change later. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
No problem. Let me share screen to share with you the important dates. Give me a minute.
Doctor, one question.
Lim Sun, right? Lim Sun, you want to ask questions?
I saw that the supervisor shall be the lecturer from GSP. So we need to get approval from Dean to approve if the supervisor is not from GSP, right?
Okay, Lim Sun, I can't hear you clearly, but let me just capture some part of your question. You're asking whether if someone is not from GSB, right? Do you need?
Correct.
Yeah. I don't encourage that. Yeah, Lim Sun, I don't encourage that because if you get someone out from GSB, I think he or she may not have full information and also may not understand the entire research process, research culture well. So you may encounter a lot of hiccup later. So if you ask me, I would strongly advise to get someone from GSB, right?
Doctor, sorry. But I did check with Dr. Yurita on this part, right? She said we can get the lecturer from outside of GSB, but then the co-supervisor has to be the GSB. So is it still valid or
Yeah.
it has been changed already?
No changes, yeah, Serene. Just a
Okay.
minute. Let me share screen so that you all can see. I mean, what is the black and white? Just a minute. Let me share screen. Just a minute. You all can see my screen, right?
Yep.
So this is the ADK02 form, and this is the important dates notice that you all see that I uploaded on your eLearn. Yeah, it is okay. Yeah, it is okay and totally fine to get someone from other school. You can see that there is a form. Yeah, ADK01 form. You need to, sign this form and pass to Puan Safarina. Of course, you can do that. And rightly mentioned by Serene, right? If you get someone outside from GSB, then you need to get a code, right, from GSB. Just that if you ask me personally, I don't encourage that. Yeah, right. I think the message is clear, right? Okay. So by week 4, yeah, by week 4. As you can see from this important dates notice, you need to submit this ADK02 form, yeah, as stated here, right? So this is the important dates notice that you can treat it as a guide for you to understand by when, what tasks need to be completed. Okay. So just now, Jim also asked about changing topic thingy, right? You can do that. Yeah. When you change topic, please notify me. And before you submit this ADK05 form, right? Please let me know. Yeah. Right. And by the way, all the forms are all available on your eLearn. Yeah, I already uploaded all the necessary forms on your eLearn, right? So you can see all the necessary forms are available on your eLearn. Please take some time to go through the eLearn platform, right? And then this is the submission week 4, yeah, that I mentioned just now, yeah. Submit ADK02 form together with the brief proposal, okay? And then this specific date, Monday, 22nd of June, it is the due date or the deadline for you to submit your full research proposal to GSB, all right? So I make it clear on this, our first meeting, right? No extension, right? So we already fixed this date, So late submissions, there will be some marks deduction, right? And then hopefully by this 20th of July, you will receive, the list of corrections, the list of comments from GSB office. Puan Safa will email you your examiner's comment. All right. So basically, this is what you need to pay attention and take note, on these specific important dates. Whereas for your second semester, right? Second semester's no more meetings, right? We only have 2 or 3. If you want to attend all the workshops, you are most welcome to join, right? So data analysis, quantitative and qualitative, and article writing workshop. These are all falls on Saturday, right? Okay, and then your second semester, yeah, you please take note, yeah, this is the final article submission date, yeah, no more extension because we already fixed the specific date. And a week before this week 10, right, you will need to perform some similarity check. When it comes closer to that date, right, I will send, reminders in the WhatsApp group, right? And we also already fixed your final viva, your final oral presentation, starting from 14th of December, yeah? Which specific date and which specific slot I will update when it comes closer to December, right? So just tentatively, we understand that your final viva will start from 14th of December this year. All right, so basically these are all the important dates that you need to pay attention to, yeah?
Doctor, may I check the Viva? Is it in person?
Online, yeah.
Oh, it's online. So we no need to be physical, right?
No need, no need.
Okay.
So during the oral presentations, you need to prepare your slides, and the oral presentation is within 10 minutes and 10 minutes Q&A. So when it comes closer to that date, I will send you all more information and reminder in the WhatsApp group. All right, guys, any questions in relates to this important dates notice? And please take note that I uploaded two versions. One is for your senior and one is for you all, right? Who just started this semester. So please look at this. This is for you, right? Semester 2, 25, 26, whereby you will have your proposal submission this semester. Yeah, whereas for your senior, they need to submit the final article. I think the seniors is referring to Shirley, right? Yeah. Okay. Any questions? If no questions, then I will stop sharing screen. Let's go back to. Yeah.
Doctor, sorry, I'm Serene again. I have a question. So, will you mind sharing us like what is the marking criteria for this subject? How do we score any tips or any advice or suggestion actually?
Okay, I will share one general rubric in our last meeting, meaning to say in week 7, week 7th. Yeah. But I think it is already available if you refer to the week 7's slide. Yeah, it's already there. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. But best is for you to consult your supervisor, because a different individual or different candidate or different participants, you have a different area, right? So it may have a slight difference. Yeah. So the best is always consulting your supervisor. Okay. All right. Any other questions apart from what Shireen have asked? Guys, we only have 7 meetings, right? So treasure all the meeting sessions because limited, right? So if you have any doubts, any questions, you are most welcome to clarify, right?
Doctor, regarding the research proposal, when we submit to GSB, is it we upload in the
No.
e-learning or our
Email. Email to Puan Safarina. Email to Puan Safarina. When it comes closer to the date, right, I will share Puan Safarina's email. But of course, I believe every one of you know who is Puan Safar, right? Yeah. But of course, before that, before that submission date, I will share again Puan Safarina's email. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. But regarding the Viva for the second semester, so is it the daytime or the class time?
Daytime, meaning to say normally starts from 9 to 5. Yeah. But don't worry, because the session is only like half an hour. Yeah, you can always take time off.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. All right, any other questions? If not, then I will stop sharing screen, yeah? Okay, let me share the slides again. Suguna, right, just join class. Yeah, if you have any question, Suguna. Okay, Shahil got question, right? Okay, Shahil, if your supervisor is already from GSB, then no need co-supervisor, right? No need co-supervisor. Okay, co-supervisor is needed when the main is not from GSB, which I don't encourage. Personally, based on my experience throughout the semesters, I don't encourage. Okay, but that is allowable, right? As you can see from the important dates. Yeah. Then Patu Maraj got a question. Is a meeting with supervisor face-to-face? Okay, meeting with supervisor is totally up to you, between you and your supervisor. You all can discuss what is the best approach, right? For me, from my perspective, we are all, this is already online MBA, right? So online will do, right? Yeah. But again, this is just my perspective, yeah? Because who knows, you all prefer to have I mean, better communication if meeting face to face, right? So there's no restrictions or any guideline. Yeah. Okay.
Doctor, sorry, would you mind sharing with us also what will be the potential risk? Because you say that it's not encouraged to get outside of GSB school supervisor. So what will be the risk? So I think we need to know the risk before we make the decision, right?
I think the risk will be minimum. Let me put it like this, because this is a recorded session, right? Just that I personally, I think it is still best, yeah, is from someone who is in GSB, because someone who is in GSB totally understand the whole entire research process. Yeah, I stop here. Right. But you're allowed, yeah, to get someone out from GSB. Okay, any other questions?
Hi, doctor. My name is Puiman. I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is my first semester for this class, and actually, I a bit lost about finding the supervisor. And in fact, I have tried to reach out to the desired supervisor. Because it's classified based on cluster, right? I tried to approach the cluster head of the research area that I'm interested since mid-February, and then until now, I haven't got any reply. So I just want to understand, is it a normal thing that I can't get a reply? And how should I further approach on this thing? Because seems like we need to get the details out, the supervisor details by next week. Then I totally don't
Thank
know
you.
how to.
Yeah, thank you, Puiman. Yeah, thank you, Puiman. Yeah, I understand your concern, right? And it is totally, I mean, common, right? Yeah. Don't worry about that. Later, you can send me a message. I will try to help you, right? Right. But
Okay.
guys,
Thank you.
since everyone is here, let me share with you. Yeah, let me share with you my perspective. Don't worry if you want to do, for example, yeah, don't worry, yeah, if you want to do a marketing research, but cannot find a marketing lecturer. Don't worry, yeah. My point is, as long as your supervisor agree to supervise you and also the topic, so then that is settled, right? It is a matter between you and your supervisor. As long as you get someone, and then both of you agree on that specific topic, then that is totally fine, right? If you look at my profile, right, my cluster is corporate social responsibility. But basically, most of my research nowadays, I mean, I work on OB, I work on marketing, I work on tourism related topics. So that is totally fine, yeah? Right? So hopefully you all understand, I mean, what I'm trying to convey. Yeah? Let me put it in such way. Okay. Right. So hopefully I answer Puiman and majority of you. Yeah, I believe majority of you will have that kind of doubt, right?
Okay, thank you, doctor. I have also emailed you and also WhatsApp you. So thank you so much. Thank you in advance. So we'll see how to take this forward.
Yeah.
Thank you, doctor.
Okay. So any other question, guys? And no, we have total of 43 of you now. Okay. Let me look at the chat box. Suguna, yeah? No question, yeah? Okay. So you all can ask me and stop me anytime you need, right? So clear, yeah? These are ADK 02 form. It's clear. Then let me just move on, yeah? I mean, although just now I did explain to Puiman and all, right? But somehow today is our first meeting, so I have to let you all know that this is the GSB's research cluster. Yeah, we have a total of 6 research cluster. Okay, but of course, yeah, like what I mentioned just now, right? You can get anyone, and you also can work on a transdisciplinary research, meaning to say, I mean, not purely marketing, but marketing plus uh, supply chain, marketing plus operation, right? Because nowadays people talks about green, right? So green marketing, green supply chain, medical tourism, right? Green tourism, something like that. Okay. And let me just quickly move on. And from the slides here, you can see that this is the course synopsis. And I'm not going to go through all the four, yeah. You can see that there are a total of 4 points here, but basically it is all about research methods, right? And we are going to go through the design and share with you how to carry out a research. I mean, for you to work closely with your supervisor, all right? And by the way, yeah, hopefully at the end of these 2 semesters, you can publish, yeah, you can publish your masterpiece. But of course, yeah, publication is not mandatory. Okay, publication is not mandatory. Your ultimate objective and ultimate goal is for you to submit your final article to GSB, right? And you pass with flying colors, right? So that is the most important task and also objective for you to complete in this ADC631, right? Clear, huh? You all can ask me any questions, right? And these are the 6 course learning outcomes. Again, like 608, 631 is also the same, right? In 608, we have a total of 4 course learning outcomes. And when it comes to 631, right, we have a total of 6. Yeah, these are our promises to you. Yeah, you can go through yourself, right? Okay. Before we discuss further, right, let's make sure that we are all on the same page. So this is the 2 semesters course or subject. So I believe you only need, you already registered, right? So you only register once. Huh? So in your second semester, don't register again. Huh? Yeah, because if you register again, you need to pay again. Yeah, so don't do that. Don't do that. You only register one time, which is this semester only. Yeah, right. So this is a 6 unit, right? A 6 unit subject. So please ensure that you score because 6 unit, right? It's kind of heavy, right? Yeah. So these are the plan and also the activities. Yeah. And by the way, please take note that all the dates, right, are basically, let me put it in a way that it is tentative, right? So when it comes closer to that specific date, then I will give you all a more exact date, yeah, right? Okay. Let's go through the activities. Okay. As you can see from the slide and also I explained just now, right? This is our first semester by the week 4, right? You need to submit this ADK02 form plus a brief proposal, right? Okay, this is clear, right? And then the most important component and also activities that you need to complete for your this semester is this, yeah? The full proposal consisting of 3 chapters, chapter 1, chapter 2, and chapter 3, yeah? These 3 chapters are the thesis-like chapter, yeah? So you have like chapter 1, 1.1 is introduction, 1.2 is background of study, right? And 1.3 is problem statement, okay? Do you all need me to share some sample or not? But the sample will be a full, which consists of 5 chapters. But you all only need to prepare 3. Starting last semester, I don't share the thesis-like chapters. It is because some of your seniors feedback that it is confusing. Yeah, so to avoid the confusions, I don't upload the full chapters. Yeah, it is best that you always get some samples or templates right from your specific supervisor, right? Or if your seniors is willing to share with you, then just go ahead, and talk to your seniors, right? Then for your second, this is for your second semester, Second semester, no need to continue the thesis-like chapters. Yeah. Second semester, what is required from you is basically article format, right? So referring to the important dates notice, the submission date is week 10th, and then I need to perform Turnitin, yeah, similarity check in week 9. Don't get or don't buy from Shopee. Yeah? It is very risky, right? Because Turnitin and also some software that you can see in Shopee or Lazada, basically it is a shared account, right? So when you upload your material or you upload your assignment, right? It is basically visible to others. So it is a risk, yeah? So don't do that. And by the way, USM or GSB, yeah, we only recognize the Turnitin similarity check performed using USM account. So you will start to get some notifications or points of arena will share with you the guidelines and also the instructions for Turnitin similarity check starting in your week 9 second semester, right? And your final viva already scheduled, yeah? Starting from that specific Monday in your week 12, referring to the important dates notice, right? So guys, clear, yeah? This is what you need to submit and what is required for this ADC631.
Sorry, Doctor.
Yeah, no
Can I
problem.
ask? Yeah, so
Sure.
just want to check, like just now you mentioned the Turnitin, so we are not supposed to like buy account from like online. So does that mean that USM will actually provide us, or we still need to buy, but we need to buy like a proper way, the official
No,
one?
Yongkang, yeah.
Uh,
One Safa will send you email for you to activate USM account. So I mean, I use the USM account for the Turnitin check.
all
So
right, all right.
don't get
Understood.
from Shopee, yeah. Don't get from Shopee. It is very risky, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Because once you upload your write-up, right? If let's say someone, I mean, downloaded and they upload again online, then when you perform the check, right, it is 100% similar, right? So if that is the case, you'll be in very great trouble, right? So don't do that, yeah. And because those, I mean, seller in Shopee, they sell at a very cheap rate, right? Basically, it is a share account. Yeah? Right. Let me move on to the next slide. Yeah. So these are the class plan. Yeah, class plan. So we only have 7 meetings in this first semester, right? So today you see me, right? Next week, again, I'll be handling the meeting. Then week 3 and week 4, Dr. Rosalie will take over. Then starting from week 5, we shall have a split sessions, right? I will take care of quantitative, whereas Dr. Rosalie will take charge of qualitative related research design, right? And then after the semester break, no more meetings, but it is time for you to work. I mean, even harder, yeah, with your supervisor to write your research proposal, the 3 chapters, right? And then the assessment, yeah. I think assessment, we shall talk about this shortly, yeah. Right, so this is the class plan, right? Okay, and let me share with you some suggestions, textbook, yeah. These are all good references, yeah. And also some journals and also publishers suggestions. These are all the well-established publisher, right? Okay, and then I believe you all already completed your 607, right? Not sure whether you all still use Sounders in your 607 or not. For those who have experience reading Sounders, you know, yeah, how comprehensive and how thick Sounders, right? So in this case, yeah, I would recommend if let's say any one of you would like to get a quick fix, right? You can consider this book. You can consider this book. I personally finished reading this textbook. Yeah, it's from the local authors. Yeah, it is easy to understand, and yeah, I think, I mean, easy to understand as well, yeah, compared to some others, right? Let me move on to the next slide, yeah, which is the interesting component, yeah, assessment, right? So for this first semester, you submit your 3 chapters, right? So so this is 30% of your total 100%. Then you don't continue with chapter 4 and 5, no more chapter 4 and 5 in your second semester, but you transform everything in an article format in your second semester. And the assessment percentage is 70%. Yeah. And same with other subject, the passing grade is C+. C+ is equivalent to 46 in terms of the marks, 46 marks, right? And then Turn-in check before submissions for your final article only. Yeah? For your research proposal, which is required in this first semester, the school, yeah, I mean, don't ask you to go for Turn-in similarity check. No need. Yeah. If let's say your supervisor asks you to go for this Turn-in similarity check, then you have to deal with your supervisor personally. Yeah? School only required similarity check when you submit your final article in your second semester, right? And the similarity threshold is less than 25. Less than 25, I repeat. So the maximum percentage that you can have is 24, right? And only 3 attempts are allowed, right? So if let's say you complete the 3 attempts and after your third similarity check, right, your similarity index stay at 26, let's say, then you're not allowed to go for viva, right? And you will get an F, right? This is a very serious matter, right? So please take note, yeah? And also cannot 25, must be less than 25. So the maximum is 24. I hope the message is clear to everyone, yeah? And only 3 attempts, yeah? Once you finish your 3 attempts, yeah, your attempt will be blocked, yeah? All right, any questions? Hopefully everyone is clear about the process and also the arrangement. No questions? Okay, thank you, Jen Hui. Okay, so this is the, I would say, sample subsections for quantitative research, covering the 3 chapters. Okay, so for this full proposal, let me put it in as in full proposal. You need to submit minimum 15,000 words. Yeah, minimum 15,000 words. Right? Okay, I see a question, Suguna. Yeah, I mean, online MBA, right? All the sessions are recorded. Yeah. So after when the recording is ready, I will upload and also share the link, on eLearn. Right. So the similar approach and similar practice, right? Yeah. So don't worry about that. All right. So guys, okay, yeah. For those who would like to go for qualitative, yeah, I believe Dr. Rosalie will share with you more information, in relates to qualitative. Basically, my forte is in quantitative. Yeah? All right, and yeah, talking about this approach to collect and analyze data, right? So you can see that basically it's not just two, right? There is another area or approach which is a mixed method, but I don't encourage that, right? So for our 631, right? Research method broadly, broadly we split into quanti and quali. Yeah, these are quanti and quali methods, right? So mixed method, let the PhD candidate, not our interest, right? Because due to time constraint, right? So maybe this will be the first questions that you may want to ask your potential supervisor or your supervisor asks you. Are you interested in quantitative or qualitative approach? This is the the most common questions, right, when you all start discussion, right? But I think you may want to look at the next slide to get a better idea, right? Yeah. Comparison between quantitative and qualitative, right? In short, simply put, right? Qualitative, you answer like why and how, right? So for qualitative, you answer the why and how research questions. So normally the approach that you use is normally consists of interview sessions, focus group discussions, whereby you can probe further, yeah? You can ask more questions verbally, right, to the candidate, okay? On the other hand, right, quantitative, normally we deal with numbers. So we use a survey questionnaire. Yeah, we distribute the survey questionnaire and ask the respondent to fill in 1 to 5 Likert scale, see whether do they think that they strongly agree or strongly disagree with the statement in the questionnaire. So for quantitative, I include myself, because we collect numerical data, right? So that is quantitative. And after collecting the numerical data, we perform some statistical analysis using software, right? That is quantitative. Whereas qualitative, you all write beautiful languages, right? And then small samples, because normally what I learned from your seniors is they interviewed 10 to 15 candidates, something like that. Yeah, and then they complete their research, right? And there are a lot of narrative and also a lot of interpretation. That is qualitative, right? Quantitative deals with numbers, yeah, and normally is for us to assess the relationship between A and B. It is very straightforward, yeah, for quantitative, right? Quali is non-statistical, yeah. Quali is non-statistical, yeah. But the thing is, I need to highlight to everyone here is quantitative methods are not necessarily the most suitable, yeah. And it is not the best method for research. Yeah? No. Yeah? It depends on your research questions. If you need to answer why and how, you cannot use quantitative. You need to use interview, right? To probe further, to ask the candidate, right? Why they act in such a way and why they don't and why they like that kind of thing or issue is for you to probe further. Yeah, so you only can do that through interview, right? So it depends on what kind of research questions that you want to answer, yeah, and how you design your entire research. Okay, right? So hopefully you understand, at least you have some basic understanding as in what are the differences between quanti and quali, right? And I believe Dr. Rosalie will focus more on qualitative. Yeah? Okay, before we move on to the next slide, any questions? Clear? So far, so good, yeah? All right, thank you. Yeah. Okay, so now let's proceed, yeah? Okay. I'm not sure whether do I need to explain this again or not. Your independent variables, your dependent variables. Do you all know that what is IV? What is your DV? Basically, DV, yeah? is the one that you want to address, right? The issues that you observe, the problem statement in your chapter 1 is your DV, yeah? Right? And why you link IV to DV, yeah? It is not because you want to link it. It is not because you think that is interesting, so you link an IV to DV, yeah? No, huh? It is basically there is a relationship between IV and DV because of certain theories said so. It can be your theory-based behavior. It can be your resource-based view. It can be your stakeholder theory. It can be your legitimacy theory. It can be your agency theory. Yeah, yeah. So basically, when you draw a link between A and B, right, there must be some theory behind it. Yeah. Okay. We shall talk about this further details, but my point here is you cannot simply draw any research model. Yeah, there must be some model or theory that underpinned your framework. All right. And I don't think I need to explain what is IV, what is DV, right? Can I assume everyone is clear and understand what is IV, DV, moderator, mediator, control variables? Can I assume that? By the way, yeah, if you read certain papers, right, if you don't see a model, yeah, but you see equation, right, it is totally acceptable, yeah, because equations and model, they are the same. Yeah, just that they are in a different presentation mode. Yeah. Okay, no response in the chat box as well. So I assume you understand the differences between IV, DV, mediator, moderator, right? Let me just ask Yong Kang, since Yong Kang's name is top in my list, right? Yeah, your name appear first. So what do you understand? I mean, what is the difference between mediator and moderator? If you want to share your perspective, what do you understand about a mediator? Since we are here. Or anyone. Serene Ng, do you want to share what is your understanding? Mediator, and or if you want to share with us, moderator, also fine. This is a moderator.
I actually do not know, but I'm guessing the mediator is some kind of modeling that we combine all the variables and then we come with one model. I'm not sure if I understand correct or not.
No problem, yeah. At least we have some interaction, yeah. Then thank you, Shireen, and Siyong. Siyong say mediator will affected by IV, moderator won't. 50%. Then right, Kai Chen said mediator is like process, yeah. Right, and Jen Hui said mediator links IV to DV. Yeah, that's right, yeah. And Siyong said mediator is part of the process. Moderator will enhance. Okay, it is right to mention mediator is part of the process, and moderator actually not just enhance, it can be on the other way as well, right? Positive or negative. It can enhance, it also can weaken, right? So it depends on which direction, right? Because if let's say, yeah, if you conceptualize perceived risk, right? So I believe that will be a negative effect, right? So it's on the other way, yeah. Right. So based on what you all responded, right, I can assume that you all understand the differences between this mediator and moderator, which is good. Huh? Yeah, very good. Yeah, very good explanation, Jean. Yeah? Because normally I will use a very layman kind of example, as in explaining what is a mediator, right? Yeah, but since now we are in bulan Ramadan, I'm not sure whether my example is Yeah, my example is always the halal, right? Because normally I will say, right, like gym, yeah, I think gym is I mean you drink, right? So the IV is like consuming alcoholic drink, right? And then the DV, yeah, the dependent, meaning to say the outcome is met with an accident, yeah, right? But the case for Jim, he drink a lot of alcoholic drink, but no issue, no accident. So there must be something missing in between, right? So the missing is basically the missing mediator, which is the drunk stage. So Jim can drink a lot, but he is not drunk. So he didn't met with an accident. I mean, a car accident, for example. Yeah, I apologize. Using you as the example. Yeah, but in this case, you all can see what is the functions of the mediator, right? Okay. Another example which is not really good is like raining day, right? Raining day is your IV. Then the outcome, yeah, which is the DV, right, is you are dry, yeah. So IV is raining, right? Then you are dry. So there must be something missing, right? Or taking an umbrella. Raining day, but you take an umbrella, right? So you are not wet, you are dry. So basically the functions of a mediator is basically to clarify, yeah, to clarify the relationship between IV and DV. That is the function and also the responsibility of a mediator. Yeah, to help explain what happens between your IV and DV, right? So rightly mentioned by many of you, right? There is some process that are involved, right? So there is a time factor. So your IV must happen first in T1, yeah, time 1, then your mediator is time 2, right, T2, and your DV is basically T3 lah, if you would like to write the equation, right? So you have T1, T2, and T3, right? So this is mediator, yeah, to explain the influence of IV on DV, something like that, right? Then I think the rest you all can take a look and read from the slides. Yeah, you can have multiple mediator as well. Yeah, depends on how you want to make your model complex, right? But the thing is, if you make your model complex, then you need more samples, yeah, in order for you to have sufficient statistical power for your further analysis, right? Yeah, just now I also asked about moderator, right? Yeah, moderator is a very interesting variables, I would say, yeah, because like what I think just now someone write, I think Yung Siyong, yeah, Siyong mentioned about the definitions of a moderator, right? So this moderator, right? Moderator will change, yeah, change the original effect between IV and DV, right? So the moderator is basically to modify. It can be strengthening or weakening, yeah, the original relationship between your IV and DV. So for instance, okay, I use a very common example, right? Say intention, right? Intentions will lead to actual use, right? So intentions to use e-wallet is, I mean, e-wallet is very high, right? But the actual use is like this, actual use. So I just write actual use. So there must be some moderator, right, that will change the relationship between e-wallet intention to use and the actual use. For example, if let's say there's no internet coverage, like what Suguna was facing, right? So although you have the high intention to use, but you cannot use actually, right? Due to the limited or weak internet coverage. So that is basically the internet coverage is the moderator, yeah, that will change. It can be strengthening or weakening the original effect. Yeah? All right. Yeah, I think you can give a very good example. Yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah. That you all can refer in the chat box. Right, guys. So yeah, another example. Yeah, gender. Gender can be a good moderator, right? Talking about satisfaction and loyalty, right? For example, yeah, satisfaction. Okay, talking about ladies and male and female since we are talking about gender as the moderator, right? So for example, yeah, I just use for example, yeah, for Shireen's case, yeah, satisfactions towards the, let's say, beauty product, like for example, L'Oreal, right? Satisfactions, will lead to a very high extent of loyalty. If let's say, yeah, the product is L'Oreal, right, will be high from Shireen's perspective compared to Yongkang, right? Because I'm assessing the personal care beauty product. So gender will play a role, as in the relationship between satisfaction and loyalty will be higher in Shireen compared to Yongkang, because my context is personal care, or those products that are suitable for ladies, for instance. But on the other hand, right, if let's say I'm assessing the satisfactions towards loyalty in the context of electronic gadgets, right, then I believe the extent or the relationship will be stronger in Yongkang's case and Jim's case compared to Shireen, because gender will play some role as in moderating, either strengthening or weakening the relationship between satisfaction and loyalty. So it is pretty much depends on the context, right? So hopefully with this very brief example and explanations, you can differentiate mediator and moderator, yeah? At least providing you some basic understanding, right? IVDV, no need to explain further, right? So this is just to give you the graph. This graph on your left, yeah, shows no moderation effect. Yeah, with moderation effect, you can see that this is 0, right? It increase, yeah, strengthen, right? High facilitating condition, for instance, like just now, yeah. Your intention to use e-wallet and your actual use will be strengthened when there is a a good and high internet coverage. All right. Sorry. Right, guys, so far so good. Any questions? If no, then I assume all good. Let me continue then. Right, so this is just an example of a typical model that you see in 631, because it have a combination of, this is a moderator, right? Clear cut. Creative synergy, this is a mediator, right? Okay, let me just ask a simple question. Yeah. So you see this model and you see hypothesis. This is H1, this is H2, right? And you have moderator, right? So this is H3. So from this model, simple model, you have a total of three hypotheses statement. So now my question is, do you think creative synergy is a mediator? Yes or no? You can just type in the chat box. Straightforward, yes or no? Okay. Many of you will say yes. If you ask me, I will say no. Yeah. Because I purposely ask these questions because I want you to understand that by looking at the model, right, we cannot say for sure if there is a mediator or not. But moderator, yes, clear cut for moderator, because you see arrow, right? Arrow affecting the relationship between A and B, right? But for a mediator, yeah, you need to have extra hypothesis. If you see there's 4 hypotheses, then yes, creative synergy is a mediator. Okay, let me explain. For your H1, right? H1 normally it read like this. There is a positive relationship between workforce diversity and creative synergy. Okay, this is H1. Your H2 is there is a positive relationship between creative synergy and organizational effectiveness. This is H2. And your H3 is basically managerial expertise strengthened the relationship between your diversity and synergy, right? If I stop here, then creative synergy is not a mediator. If I would like to conceptualize creative synergy as a mediator, then I need to have H4 that says creative synergy mediates the positive relationship between workforce diversity and organizational effectiveness. All right, is that clear? So in the middle, not necessary is a mediator. We need to go through your argument and how you conceptualize your research. Is that clear? Okay, I explain further. In our, actually not just in our school. I mean, a lot of researchers out there, when they see there is a variable in the middle, they automatically assume that is a mediator. Yeah, that is not entirely correct. Yeah, if you want to assume the middle one as a mediator, you need to have a mediation hypothesis. Yeah, I stop here. Okay. Anyone would like to ask question? You are most welcome, right? But I think you will get to know more about this when you read more research paper. Yeah? And by the way, yeah, you all are seeing the arrows direction is like this, right? Can I just ask another question? Let me change the color. Can I conceptualize the other way? Can I say organizational effectiveness, which is this one, will lead to workforce diversity? Can I say that? Yes or no?
Feel like yes, eh?
Feel like yes, huh?
Mm.
Actually, this is a very good answer. Yeah. If I'm the one to respond, I would say I don't know. I don't know. Huh? It is not because of I really don't know. Yeah. It is because I do not know and I need more further details, as in what is the theory that underpin the model. I can say for sure the arrow that works from workforce diversity to organizational effectiveness is correct. It is because I can argue from the resource-based views perspective, because from RBB it states that workforce diversity can be treated as the organizational resources. Yeah, from organizational resources, you develop capability, which is creative synergy. With resources, with capability, it will lead to a better organizational outcome, which is organizational effectiveness. So from this perspective, from this resource-based views perspective, the relationship sounds, all right? So you can have such a hypothesis statement, which is correct. But on the other hand, right, I do not know whether can we conceptualize organizational effectiveness will lead to organizational diversity, workforce diversity or not, because I do not know what theory that underpin this relationship. I ask this question it is because I would like to highlight and emphasize again the importance of theory and the importance of model that help you to explain the relationship between all the variables and all the constructs. Okay, when I mention about variables, it is basically referring to this. When I mention construct, it is also the same. It is basically the same thing, right? So sometimes I may use variables, sometimes I may use the term constructs interchangeably, yeah? Right? So again, my point here is theory is very important, okay? Theory, it can be theory plan behavior, it can be your TAM model, right? Technology acceptance model, it can be your UTAUT, UTAUT, yeah? These are all the commonly used model or theory, okay? Some of your supervisor may suggest SOR also can, yeah? Stimulus, organism, and response, SOR, yeah? Okay, let me move on. Yeah, I think this slide will help you to understand the differences between mediator and moderator better. Okay, so you can see that how I argue or how I conceptualize the definitions of mediator and moderator. Yeah, you can see that moderator, yeah, falls outside this context of a relationship. Yeah? Normally I use this slide to explain. Yeah? Mediator is within the context of a relationship. Yeah? For example, satisfaction, yeah, and loyalty, right? High satisfaction will lead to higher extents of loyalty. This is logic, right? And a mediator can be some cognitive related variables like love or brand love. Brand love. I think brand love is good, right? If you are very satisfied with a certain brand, right, you will develop a brand love, then you will have ultimately lead to a better loyalty towards that brand. But the thing is, if let's say you love the brand so much, but the brand is LV, right? It is subject to your pocket as well, right? So income can be a great factor, right? Yeah, I cannot afford. So how, right? Although I very satisfied, but I cannot be loyal, yeah, because my wallet, don't agree, right? So income, it is outside from the context of a relationship because brand love is still within the cognitive component, right? Satisfaction, brand love, and loyalty, right? So hopefully you understand the differences between mediator and moderator. Yeah. So normally your examiner, yeah, once they look at your model, yeah, they can somehow, yeah, without reading your write-up, they can conclude that your model whether logic, sound or not. Yeah. Right, guys. So so good. Any questions? Jim, okay. How about the rest? Should be fine, right? Thank you, Amir, for your response. Yeah, Amir, I think you already buka puasa, yeah? Yeah. Selamat berbuka. Yeah. All right, let me move on then. We have lots to cover today. Okay. So this slide, yeah, just to share with you what is the difference between exo and endo, yeah, because I think due to time limitation, right, I don't share screen again, yeah, to explain. But let me just simply draw here. If let's say you have 4 blocks, right? Normally on your left, right, you see arrow like this, you will treat this as LV, right? Not LV block, IV, yeah? This is your independent variables. Then on your right, the ultimate right will be your dependent variable, right? So now my question is, this is A, yeah? And this is B, yeah? So how are we going to label A and B? Which one is a mediator, right? If let's say we use the conventional IV mediator moderator labeling, we will face some difficulty in labeling A and B, right? So that's why now we have this exogenous and endogenous. Yeah? Simply put, right? When you see a construct with arrow out, this is exo. Okay, this is exo. I just put an X. When you see there is a variables with arrow in, this is endo. Okay. So let me just ask questions. How about this Y4? Y4, is it the endo or exo? You all can type in the chat box to assess your understanding. Thank you, Jen Hui. Clear cut. Y4 is an endo. Yeah. How about Y3? Y3, it can be both. Y3 can be both, yeah? Because if, let's say, we are discussing between Y1 and Y3, yeah? Then Y3 is a endo. If, let's say, we talk about Y3 and Y4, then Y3 will become a exo, yeah? So it is easier for us to label and easier for us to explain using exo and endo, right? So I hope you can see the differences. Let me move on to the next one, which talks about the differences between latent and observed variables. Just now we talked about satisfactions, loyalty, right? When we are doing some social science related study or research, yeah, all the variables are basically latent. Yeah? We understand that Jim, Kok Wei is very handsome, right? Handsome is a latent variables. Yeah, we need to assess from the physical outlook, the skin texture, yeah, the appearance. Then these are all the observed variable. Okay, we understand that Jen Hui is very intelligent, yeah, clever, right? Intelligent, clever. This is latent variables. We only can know from the observed variables like your exam score, your mathematics exam score, your English exam score, the exam score, yeah, because that is a definite number, right? So that is observed variables. So again, another example is your, let's say, yeah, your firm performance, right? Firm performance is also a latent variables, but we can see the observable through your ROA, right? Your sales. These are all the observed variables, right? Okay, guys, so latent and observed, we shall discuss further about this in our subsequent sessions. But for today, it's just to introduce, yeah? Because I believe starting from this evening, right, you will be reading a lot of journal articles, yeah? And journal articles have lots of these, yeah? This is to avoid confusion, yeah, when you're reading those papers. Okay, so we are almost at the end of the first component, right? So I hope this flowchart can help you to have a clearer picture for you to prepare for your 631. This is your 631's process. Any questions? Today we are going to cover the introductions, yeah, at least for you to understand what you need to do and what you need to expect. Yeah, what you need to deliver for your 631, and then after completing this, I will share with you what you need to write for your chapter 1. Yeah, so everything is so packed. Huh? Any questions? So let me emphasize again, huh? Your maximum similarity check is 24. 24. If after the third attempt, your score is 25, I'm sorry, you cannot go for final viva and you will receive an F. Yeah, this is a very serious matter. Yeah. Please take note. Please take note. See you. We schedule 3 workshops. Yeah, but all the workshops are not mandatory. It's totally up to you. Feel free to join because the workshops consist of analysis and article writing. If your supervisor can guide you and you can do it well, you can just skip those workshops. Yeah, not compulsory. Yeah. Those workshops are basically sessions for you to. Yeah, I'm basically the one that conduct, right? So you can join the sessions, and if you have any questions, you can ask me, and I will try my level best to address. Yeah, no attendance. Yeah, you all understand. Once you join my WebEx, right? Your attendance are basically auto captured, right? But again, for this 631, no marks will be allocated for your attendance. So it's totally up to you if you think the sessions is of help. If you think you can benefit from the session, just join. Yeah, and you have the advantage to ask question, right? And if you are busy, you can always listen to the playback. Yeah, the recording will be uploaded once it is ready. Yeah. Okay, guys. Any other questions? So, Fatuma, hope I answer your questions. For those who are not convenienced to turn on your microphone, you can tap the the questions in the chat box. Yeah, I will answer. Yeah, if it is easy. Yeah, don't ask me difficult questions. Yeah, thank you. And for those that contacted me, I will try to link you to someone. Yeah? I will ask what is your area of interest first. Then what is the approach that you think you want to go for, like quantity or quality? Then I will try to match you all with the potential supervisor. Right? Clear, huh? The requirement, the process. Any questions? I don't want you all to have doubt. Yeah? And just now, before I start the sessions, right? I see someone asking whether today have class or not. Yeah. We have class today. Yeah. Shahil asked about possibility. If you follow your supervisor's recommendations, and if you committed to this, then to be okay lah, right? But the thing is, I also cannot say for sure. It depends on how your work, right? And I think similarity check is very important. Yeah. So don't copy. Yeah. Copy and paste is not a wise decision. Yeah. In 631. Yeah? And in fact, in every subject. Yeah? Control V and Control C. Okay, let me share with you some experience. Yeah? For those who, I mean, you are very smart, right? So some of you may think that, okay, now I can copy and paste, right? Because my proposal, I mean, I won't be checked by the similarity software, right? But the thing is, you have examiners, yeah? Examiners, especially I myself, we read a lot. So from the way you write, we somehow can detect whether it is from you or from somewhere else. Yeah. Okay, let me put it in such way, and I stop here. Yeah. Hopefully you get my point. And also another concern is when you copy and paste this semester, yeah, from my little experience, it is very challenging for you to rewrite everything in your second semester. Yeah. So don't copy and paste in the first place. All right. Any question in relates to similarity thingy? Less than 25, meaning to say maximum. Let me just write in the chat box. Yeah. As a proof, maximum is 24%. Hopefully everyone is clear about this. Similarity, maximum is 24. If you get 25 on your third attempt, I have to say sorry. No viva and an F will be given. Right, this is a very serious matter, so I repeat many times about this, right? And the school only recognize and acknowledge the similarity index from USN account. If you use some account outside, we don't recognize and we don't acknowledge, right? Any questions? No question, yeah. So I assume all good, yeah, for these introductions. Let me just quickly go through the name list. Should be fine. Yeah, I'm sorry. Just now I think I mentioned Shirley's name a few times. So now, not sure she is here or not. No longer here. Right. Okay, then we are all good with this. Then let me quickly share your chapter 1. Right, so today we are going to cover your lesson 1 as well. Yeah, lesson 1, all the information is preparing you to write your chapter 1, right? So you understand that you will be submitting your full chapter, right? Chapter 1, 2, 3, as in your full proposal. Yeah, but let me write in the chat box. Yeah, and by the way, you all can refer to the course guide and course outline, right? That I already, or maybe let me just share screen just in case. Give me a minute. I'm opening the course outline. Okay, let me just share screen. Right, so this is your course guide. Yeah, it's already uploaded on eLearn, right? You can see that, I have prepared the research proposal format and guidelines. Yeah, you all can refer to this, a minimum of 15,000 words, right? And this is the thesis-like format. Yeah, you must have title page, table of content, table of list of table and list of figures, and abstract and keywords, right? But of course, title page you will have your, the title of your research, then abstract and keywords, then your 3 chapters, chapter 1, chapter 2, and chapter 3. After that, you provide your reference list using the APA style. Yeah, we will talk about this in our subsequent meetings. And also your appendix, meaning to say you need to attach your questionnaire. Yeah, questionnaire, right? Right, and this is the some guides just in case. Yeah, you want to ask what is the font size and line spacing. It is okay. Yeah, if you want to submit a single line spacing, it is okay. Yeah, just that important is please insert page number, right? And your submission must be in a PDF format, right? And this is your second semester, your next semester's submission requirement, right? This is for your research proposal, which consists of abstract, keywords, chapter 1, 2, 3, references, and your appendix, which is your survey questionnaire. All right, any questions? If no, then I'll stop sharing screen. Yeah, should be okay, because everything is very straight to the point. This is from your course guide. You can refer to the course guide, which I already uploaded on eLearn. Okay, then let me share the slides again for your lesson 1. I think let's proceed, right? I don't see any questions in the chat box, so I can assume all clear. Chapter 1s are basically, I'm referring to the slides, are preparing you to write your chapter 1, your chapter 1, referring to the full proposal, right? But the thing is, the slides here are not comprehensive. You will need to refer to your seniors and also maybe get some help from your supervisor to get some samples for you to refer, so that you can have a clearer picture on what to write and what to prepare for your chapter 1, right? So as for today, I just try my level best to cover what is the research, formulating and clarifying your research topic, and also identifying and defining your problem statement. Problem statement is always a very important component in your chapter 1. Without a clear, precise contents problem statement, normally your examiner will comment saying that there's no problem in your research, then no point for you to conduct or kickstart any research. And then after you have formulated your problem statement, then you derive your research questions and objective. And basically the entire research is a process that we answer your research questions, right? I believe you will get a better idea after going through all the slides, right? As for today, I just briefly share with you what I think is important, and I may not be comprehensive. Please ask questions if you have any, right? So first component is giving you some idea what is research. By the way, just now I did ask anyone having experience doing research before? So let me just ask again, since everyone is here. Oh, Jaya. Oh, Pauline say no. Okay. Jaya say during degree. So Jaya must be a good candidate.
During degree, doctor, for our final year, because I studied BSc chemistry at USM also. So that time we did FYP, so we did research. To have experience.
So you must be doing some experiment, right? Because
Yes, correct.
Chemistry, yeah.
Yes, experiments. The say yes, correct.
I believe the process is the same. Yeah? Just some you need to fine tune here and there, right? I just purposely want to address the comment by Pauline. Pauline said no, but the thing is, I may want to ask Pauline further, but the thing is, Pauline, you no need to answer me. I just want to ask Pauline, do you like to eat fried kway teow? Do you like to eat Hokkien Mee? Do you like ice cream? Do you like chocolate? When you come to a decision, yeah, whether you like or dislike certain things, you already go through the process. Yeah, the process is basically research, just that it can be done scientifically or not, right? Let me stop here. Yeah, I also can think of another example, which is like you, yeah, okay, let me just stop here. But my thing is now with this explanation, I believe you already understand. Yeah, every one of us, we have the experience of doing research, just whether it is, I mean, from the proper stage, proper going through the proper process or not. Yeah? All right, so the slides, I believe you all can go through. I just want to highlight this ethics in your research. It is not because of we have 608, yeah, because I just want you to understand before you make your mind to go for any research design, right? Okay, so within the context of ethics, within the context of ethics, you need to understand that you need to get when you collect data, right? Someone is asking. Someone would like to ask a question. Is it Sean? No. So I mute you. Let me know if you really want to ask a question, right? Okay. You need to get the informed consent from the respondent, right? So this is important, and you also need to let the respondents know that data collected are basically anonymous, right? So you need to put all these in your cover letter, in your Google form. I believe all of you will be using Google form to collect data. Okay. Apart from that, I would like to highlight that think twice if you want to research on patients or if you want to research on school children. Yeah, school children is especially challenging because you need to go through the approval from the Ministry of Education and also the Ministry of Health. Right? No. School children is only the Ministry of Education. If patient, you need to go through the Ministry of Health. So please consider and think twice, and because the process will be tedious, and you also need to go through the ethics committee. Yeah, so it will definitely take time. So if you ask me, similar to the questions that I answered you all earlier, right? And you all asked me whether can we get someone from outside the GSP, right? I have my own personal opinion. I don't encourage that. Yeah, from this patient and also school children's context, I don't encourage that because these are considered the sensitive and vulnerable group whereby you need ethical clearance. Yeah, I would strongly suggest you all to recruit your friends. Yeah, so go for a consumer-based marketing related study will be relatively easier. Although I don't like to use the word convenient, yeah. But I hope you all understand my point here, yeah. Because I just want you all to pass your 631 within these 2 semesters, right? Right, but anyway, your research design is between you and your supervisor, right? Discuss with them, right? And okay, before we go into details, I also would like to highlight that similar to our 608, right? All the slides are self-explanatory. please go through and please let me know if you have any questions or if you need any clarification. Right? Okay, let's start with this slide. Investigating customers' intention to purchase socially responsible product. Okay? So this can be an example of research. My first question will be, what is the motivation of conducting this study? This is also can be a good questions that you ask yourself. Why you want to conduct that study? Your study, why? Yeah. So motivation is very important. Motivation. So in this case, what is your motivation? It is because the sales is not good, right? So sales drop, it is basically your problem statement, yeah? And your motivation is to increase sales. So that's why you conduct a study to understand what are the factors that can help you to boost the sales of your socially responsible product, right? So the first question is for you to ask yourself, what is the motivations? Okay, then the next questions will be how, right? How are you going to carry out or to answer this? How to increase sales? How to increase sales, right? So let me move on to the next slide. Yeah, you can, in order for you to increase sales, right? You assess purchase intention, right? So you come up with these three factors: attitude, subjective norm, and okay, let me consider this as PVC, perceived behavioral control. Okay, so I'm working in this socially responsible product shop, and the sale is dropping, and my boss come to me and say, please help, try to do some research and boost up the sales. So I propose to my boss saying that we should, find out whether these three factors can help to boost the sales or not, right? So when I propose this model to my boss, Pauline is my colleague, right? She said, no, this is not a good idea. If you want to boost up the sales, right, you should look from the marketing perspective. You are not assessing whether if there is any sales. You are not assessing whether do we have a good customer service or not, right? So you are not tackling the issue. This was the comment by Pauline. I agree with her. I totally agree with her. Yeah. But at the end of the session or meeting, right, we still proceed with this model. Why? It is because I convinced my boss saying that, boss, I'm tackling the issue from the theory plan behaviors perspective. So it is totally okay. It is acceptable by looking at attitude, subjective norm, and perceived behavioral control because I'm coming from the theory plan behaviors perspective. Okay, why I explain this? It is because I want to let you all know that there are issues and there are lots of solutions, right? And we cannot cover every single aspect. Pauline was right, to say good to assess from the marketing mix perspective. It can be our second research. But just that for our first research, we want to look from the theory plan behaviors perspective. All right. Okay. And I have another colleague, which is Howard Hill, right? Howard Hill have a different perspective. Howard say, no, marketing mix and also theory plan behavior is not good. I would suggest, why not? Let's look from the service qualities perspective. Do you all familiar with service quality? I think many of you heard about this, right? Especially for those who cover 604, service quality by Parasuraman. I'm not sure. I'm just assuming. You all cover this service quality, right? So from Parasuraman's perspective, you all have a different dimension, right? So I would say we should look from the service qualities perspective. So Howard will propose another different sets of IV, and it is totally fine. Yeah? Everyone is correct. Yeah. So that is why I would like to highlight the importance of a theory, the importance of a model in order for you to support your research. Okay. But of course, you need to be logic and sound. Yeah. If you would like to address this is the individual consumer issue, right? So your unit of analysis is individual. Do not suggest a theory, say resource-based view. Resource-based view is an organizational level theory, which is not aligned and it doesn't match with your DV. Your DV is for you to look at the individual's perspective. This is individual, this is organization, and it's not matched, so cannot. So this is also the role of the examiner to examine, see whether are you on the right track or not. Are you proposing a good and sound and robust model or not? Yeah. And of course, before we come to the examiner's perspective, right? Your supervisor, right, is actually playing the role as a gatekeeper to tell you that whether your proposal is correct or not. I put it in such way, right? Clear? Any questions? I think I need to speed up a bit. Should be okay, right? My explanation? Can I assume that? Guys, by the way, let me just check with you on. Any one of you have class starting at 9? Just in case I maybe overshoot a little bit. Anyone have class, and you all can always go for your next session, right? Hopefully I can finish within hopefully before 9. Yeah, let me just speed up a little bit. Okay, right. So the second component is formulating and clarifying a research topic. Yeah, so you can't start a research by looking or generating ideas by looking at these few methods. Some suggestions here. Subject to topic analysis. If you like marketing, right, you can go to the marketing reference book. Or if you like business ethics, you can go to business ethics reference book and you look at the subtopic, right? For instance, HRM, right? There are like recruitment, appraisal, right? These are all the possible subtopic in your HRM reference book, right? You can get idea. Scanning the media, you can go through the newspaper, especially nowadays, people talks about the war, right? So the geopolitical issues is very interesting. Then using a relevant tree, especially SDG, right? Sustainable Development Goals, we have at least 17 ideas for you to consider, right? Relevant trees. Brainstorming, you write all the possible idea that come into your mind on a piece of paper, right? And then looking at the past research, you can check with your supervisor, you can check with your seniors, right? These are all the possible way for you to come up with a topic or any ideas, right? Okay, looking at past research, what can you do? Basically, you can go to Google Scholar, yeah, search Google Scholar using some keywords like, for instance, green HRM, right? Or maybe green marketing, green supply chain, and now the hot topic will be AI, right? So, but the thing is, whether after you complete the research, will AI be still a very easy to publish topic or not? That one is subject to debate. Yeah, of course, you can always check with your supervisor, right? And you can also go to the reliable publisher, especially like the Elsevier, Emerald, directly go to the website, right? And do some searching if you can get any ideas from the publisher or not. And of course, USM library databases, you can get lots of, like for instance, some thesis, yeah, and also some index journal you can have access from USM's library databases. And just please take note that you need to log using the login off campus, yeah? Right? You can try. Remember to use the off campus login. Then your login will be your USM email. Yeah. Then how to find our topics. These are all the okay. I suggest review the previous paper and find the gaps. What do we mean by gaps? It's basically referring to some area which is underexplored. For instance, if you read 10 papers, if you read 10 papers, all the 9 papers talks about stakeholder theory, for instance. Only one paper have touched on the agency theory. Then you can claim that your research focus on agency theory because you want to close the gap. Yeah, the gap is basically referring to some research which is a very limited or insufficiently explained in the current scenario. Yeah, that is basically the gap that you can fill in, right? Or another example is, let's say, despite government's effort to encourage the use of e-wallet, I mean touch and go e-wallet, right? Then the adoption rate is still very low. So you are feeling a gap, yeah? Or maybe you are addressing an issue, okay? And then you also can go for this Financial Times top 50 journals. I think my next slide will be giving you the list, yeah? You can directly go to the top 50 journals and you get some idea from there, yeah? Directly search from that journals, yeah? I'm giving you a good coverage because marketing is here. Then econs, finance also coverage here. Then consumer also here, right? Finance also here. General management, yeah. And then IT, I think IT also here. MIS quarterly, technology related, yeah. Supply chain also here, yeah. Those are operations like this one, yeah. So this is a very top. This is a very good, yeah, journals that you can consider, yeah. Then find topics in other contexts, like just now what I mentioned, right? Tourism, right? Plus green, become green tourism, yeah? Medical tourism also can, green marketing, yeah? Find topics in other contexts. Supply chain is operation, right? If supply chain plus green will become green supply chain. And this one, top researchers publication. You also can Google your supervisors and Google Scholar to look at what are their current research. And from there, at least you can get some idea, right? So these are basically the tips for you to find or start a topic, yeah? Call for papers, you can look for call for papers from the top journals. There is a section in their website, call for papers, and from there you can get some idea, right? Okay, this is also important, yeah? You must ask yourself whether you can complete the research or not, yeah? Because, I mean, no point having a very interesting, very complex model, but you cannot complete and you do not have sufficient skill to complete the research. So you can go through the slide, yeah, so that you can understand whether do you have the capability, yeah, capability and also the capacity for you to complete the research. And whether do your model meet the standard or not, you can ask your supervisor, right? And your supervisor will normally recommend a model with a mediator and moderator, yeah? But I would like to share my perspective. If you have moderator, then you need to recruit more respondents, yeah? Due to the interaction effect. We will come to that, yeah, when we talk about the statistical power shortly, I mean, in our subsequent meetings. Right, let me just quickly cover another component, yeah, which is very important in your chapter 1, which is the problem statement. And we understand that problem, yeah, it is basically referring to your dependent variable, which is your area of study, your scope of study, or the issues that you want to address. And your IVs are basically your proposed solutions, right? Because if you remember just now, right, referring to the example that to increase the sales of the socially responsible product, right? So your DV is for you to assess the intention to purchase, right? And your proposed solutions are basically the 3 IVs coming from the theory plan behavior, start from attitude, subjective norm, and perceived behavioral control. So after collect data, you will perform some statistical analysis to showcase, yeah, to see whether attitude matters or not. Yeah, subjective norm matters or not. Perceived behavioral control significance or not, right? And if only attitude is significant, then you can conclude that attitude is a very significant factor that will lead and also affect the intention to purchase. So the marketers, the policymakers, the SME, the business owner, or the whosoever need to pay attention, yeah, or to treat shaping attitudes of the consumer is very important because it will lead to the increased intentions to purchase. Something like that, yeah. So from this explanation, I hope you understand the importance of a problem statement in your entire research. Okay. I think now it's already 8:51. I'm afraid then I cannot finish on time, I think I will just discuss about this in our next meeting. Is it all right for all? Or do you want me to complete all the slides? We talk about this next session, right? Okay, so that we can have ample time. Yeah, no need to rush. Yeah? I can rush. Yeah, just that I may not explain that much. Yeah? Right. So before we end, let me just ask again if anyone would like to ask any questions in relates to the slides that we covered earlier. Anything? No? All good, huh? No questions, huh? I'm surprised, huh? If surprised and worry if no questions. So since no questions, right? So I assume all good. Yeah. If that is the case, may I seek your permissions to end the sessions here? Do you want to stop here and we continue talking about this problem statement in our next meeting, which is next Wednesday? All right, we talked about this problem statement in our next meeting. So next meeting, next Wednesday, we shall talk about problem statement, research objective, and also your chapter 2. And also your chapter 2, right? So guys, if you have any questions, please ask. Yeah, please ask in our next meeting. Right. So I will end the session here. Thank you so much, everyone. Right. See you again next week.
Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you. And by the way, please fill in the Google link that I shared in the WhatsApp group so that I understand there are someone that agree to supervise you. Yeah? Right. So I end the session here. Thank you so much, everyone. See you again next week. Bye-bye. And selamat berbuka puasa and selamat hari raya to our Muslim friends.